Hi everyone, welcome back to another AWS tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning about Amazon Bedrock. First, we need to open our AWS Web Console. From here, we need to choose the region according to our choice. Now, if you want to try various number of AI models from various providers, then you should be choosing the region as US East one because this is the region where most number of models are available. Just choose this region and then use the search box to search for Bedrock. Here you will be getting the option as Amazon Bedrock. Open it. Now the UI will be something like this. Here you get various models like Quintry, Coder, OpenAI GPT OSS, Claude by Anthropic, and Amazon foundational models like Amazon Nova and Metalama. These are the spotlight models, but if you check the model catalog here, this US Eastern region has various number of models. Like as you can see here, we have Stable Diffusion and several other models like Mistral, and all these models you can use it inside your project. Like here we also have Gamma. Now, whether you use AWS Bedrock for text generation or image generation or video generation, if you use for anything, you're going to be using any of these models. Now, all of these models have specific pricing for input and output tokens. If you are using this inside your application, then you need to make sure that you are going to be charged as per the usage that you do. And the things that we are going to learn today will have a pricing. It will not come for free. So make sure to utilize it carefully. In most cases, you will find me that I'm using the OpenAI GPTOS 20B or 120B because it's very cheaper than other models. And if you need any of the models from any of these providers, then make sure to check the pricing. So here we need to visit the chat and text playground. First we'll try the chat model. Here we can choose any model. Let's say for chat I need DeepSeek, and this DeepSeek is hosted in AWS US East 1 region only. Just click on apply. Now we can also reduce the tokens. So let's give some question like in which direction does the sun rises? Here first it's doing the reasoning and then it starts to answer. It took almost like 5 seconds and output token was 612 and input token was 10. This was our answer. And in this way, we can use any other model. Let's say if we need OpenAI GPT OSS 120B, in that case, we can also do the same. So here OpenAI gave a better result and took less output token. Not only this, we also have the image and video generation model. If we want, we can use the stability AI model, or we can also use the Amazon image generator model. So here, let's give a prompt. Now, as you can see, it just generated some stock photos. Now, it can also generate images. Like you can see, it's looking like stock photos. You can simply download those images. Now, here you can also generate videos. For this, you need to choose the video model. That's Nova Reel or Nova Reel 1.1. Let's choose this model. Here we can use this model to generate videos. Now for this, we can choose the duration of seconds that we want. Let's say we need for 6 seconds. Now all the models that we are using, they have a costing and they are not for free. Like if we generate a video per second, it's going to cost us $0.08. Let's add the same image that we generated. And now we can just say man playing with a dog and park. Let's keep everything similar. I'm selecting only for 6 seconds and per seconds is going to charge $0.08. So for 6 seconds, it's going to be charging $0.48. Let's run. Each video generation takes 5 minutes. Let's wait until the video gets generated. So now, as you can see that it has generated this video. Now it has generated a video for us, but as you can see, the hands, the face, the eyes, and the expressions are not correct in this video. If you ask me according to the price performance, I will not ask you to generate video here as the video generation quality is very mediocre. Next, we have watermark detection. It is used to detect watermark. If the image is generated using Titan Image Generator or Nova Canvas, only in that case it will be able to detect whether it has been generated using AWS or not. So let's upload the image that we recently generated from AWS and let's analyze it. Now, as you can see here, it's showing Bedrock detected watermark image generated by Titan Image Generator. That means it's correct since we have generated this image using Titan Image Generator and it's showing us the watermark. It's not visible to us, but AWS can identify. Next, we have cross-region interference. It's nothing but cross-region interference uses interference profile to increase true output and improve reliability by resulting your request across multiple AWS region during peak workloads. So here you generally don't need to do anything, but the models that support cross-region interference, it will automatically choose and select the best region for you when there is load in that specific region. Next, we have batch interference. If you want to run multiple number of jobs parallelly on large data set, in that case, you should be using this option. Next, we have provision throughput. If you think you need a specific model and you are sure that you are going to be running this all time and requesting multiple number of requests, in that case, it's better to purchase provision capacity. So if you purchase provision capacity, it will cost you less. But the problem is that here in provision method, you don't get multiple number of models. Only some selected models like Amazon and old legacy Anthropic models and cohere models are available. So if you need any of this, then you can simply book it. Otherwise, you can skip this option. Next, we have custom model on demand option. If you have your own model and want to deploy it on AWS and create your own interference, then you should be importing that model and deploying it here. But remember that it will have a continuous cost, and in some cases, it may also be more expensive than the foundational models. Next, we have the guardrails option. First, you should be knowing what is guardrails. Like if user tries to input some contents that are not accepted by our system and we want to filter those out, in that case, we should be creating a guardrail. Let's say that we are building a chatbot for a sales website. If guardrails are not set, then users can ask questions regarding anything. They can ask for questions like math questions, Python questions, or some interview questions. For this to stop, we need to set guardrails so that if anyone asks any question outside the scope of our application, in that case, we should prevent that and save our input and output tokens. For this, we should be creating guardrails. Let's create a guardrail. Here we already have a system-defined guardrail that's acting. We can't remove this, but we can create our own guardrail here. We can name it anything. Block sensitive request. If our guardrails matches the prompt, in that case, it should be outputting, sorry, this model cannot answer the question. Then we can choose whether we need to filter in or filter out harmful categories. We can choose that what kind of harmful categories are we going to be allowing or disallowing it. We can just drag this slider according to our need and prompts attack. We can also block those attacks. Just click this class it, then click on next. If you think that people are searching for some topics and you know that people are going to searching before want to deny, then you can add those topics. If you can just name the topic name and some definition, it will work fine. Then some words filter, if you want to filter some profanity words, you can simply block those directly, no need to pass. If you also want, you can add personal phrases under some S3 or local file or manually type. Click on next. Now, here comes personal identified information. If you think that you need to filter out personal identified information, in that case, you should be doing this. Like which personal identified information you don't want to take as input, in that case, you should be doing that. But if you think that you will be requiring personal identified information, then nothing to do here. Then we can do the grounding and relevance check. If you enable this, it's totally up to you. And next, automatic reasoning check. If you think you need this, you can enable it. If you think that you don't need this, you can simply delete it and click on next and create this guardrail. Now our guardrail got created. Now we can just boost this guardrail. Let's say we are using the OpenAI GPT OSS model, who are to it will work. But if we try to write some sensitive words, in that case, we can see that the model is going to be answering, sorry, this model cannot answer this question.